Hey there besties! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're continuing our recap of the manhwa, The Heat of the Reincarnated Villainess. If you're new to this series, check the description below for links to previous episodes. Lastly, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy the video. It really helps our channel grow. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get started.
Rose froze, stunned by the kiss Olivier had just placed on her cheek. Her face flushed with heat. "Olivier? What are you doing?" she gasped, instinctively pushing him away.
He smiled calmly.
"I have strategies too, Miss Rose." "Strategies?" she echoed, confused. She turned, catching sight of Prince Theo nearby. "Prince Theo, this is," she started, but her words tangled. This is."
Prince Theo didn't even glance at Olivier.
With his usual cool tone, he greeted her simply. "Good morning, Miss Rose. Don't be late for class."
He walked past as if nothing unusual had happened. But to Rose, everything felt off.
She stood rooted, her thoughts spiraling. "He kissed my hair on the riding trip."
"What am I thinking?" she muttered.
I shouldn't expect anything from him. By break time, Olivier appeared in the garden with a tray of tea, his steps confident.
Miss Rose?"
"Who is that?" a girl asked, eyeing him curiously as he set the silver tray down. "Him."
Rose replied smoothly. "He's my butler. Just someone who looks after my things." The girl giggled.
"He looks more capable than most."
Rose forced a small smile.
"I've fooled them, but the truth is, he followed me to school against my wishes. And that kiss this morning, what's gotten into Olivier?" Olivier turned to the group with a courteous bow. "I apologize if I'm intruding. I've just steeped some tea. Please, help yourselves." "Oh, you're not a nuisance at all," one girl said, practically glowing.
"We love competent butlers," another added.
As more girls gathered,
Rose watched the scene unfold with unease. Just then, Prince Theo passed by with two classmates.
"So he's Miss Rose's butler," one remarked. "All the girls are around him," the other noted. Prince Theo paused, his gaze shifting toward Rose, subtle, but sharp. Noticing him, Olivier leaned in slightly. "Miss, it's improper to hold your teacup with both hands," he whispered.
"I know that," she whispered back, tense.
"Those two seem really close," one of Theo's friends murmured. "I heard they kissed this morning."
Prince Theo said nothing. He turned away and continued walking.
That afternoon, the ballroom filled with music and the rhythm of careful steps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Rose focused hard, blocking everything else out. "You're doing very well, Miss Rose," the instructor said. "Your form is excellent."
Then a call rang out. "Someone. We need a partner for Miss Rose." A few boys shifted uncomfortably. "Dance with her?"
"What if I step on her foot?" one whispered. "I'll be executed." Without hesitation, Olivier stepped forward. "If no one will, allow me to volunteer," he said smoothly.
Rose blinked. "I thought you were just watching." "Excellent," the instructor said.
"Let's see what you two can do."
They moved gracefully. Their steps matched in perfect time.
"Just as I thought, perfect harmony," someone whispered. "They must have grown up dancing together," another said. From across the ballroom, Prince Theo watched.
He hadn't taken his eyes off her.
His gaze, there's something behind it, Rose thought, unsettled. After class, Rose lingered to organize her books. What a long day. Just then, Prince Theo entered. "Miss Rose," he said quietly. She turned, surprised. "Yes."
"I'd like to speak with you."
"Could we find a moment?"
Her chest tightened. "I've got a bad feeling about this." They found a quiet room nearby.
"So, what is it?"
Rose asked.
Theo's expression was unreadable. "You're not blind to what's going on, are you?"
Rose hesitated.
"You mean, my butler?" "Yes."
He ran a hand through his hair and sighed.
"It's true, I considered breaking off the engagement.
But for now, it stands.
And because of that, your actions reflect on me. Even having a man, especially a butler, this close, it affects both our reputations." "I understand," Rose said quickly. "But the kiss this morning, he caught me off guard."
Theo's eyes narrowed. "You're a daughter of House Charlia. Are you saying you can't stop one man?"
Rose flinched, speechless. Realizing his tone, Theo looked away, rubbing his temple.
Sorry. That was out of line.
You're not usually like this, Rose said softly. Still turned from her, he spoke again. If I'm acting differently, it's because of you. And more than that, because of him.
She blinked.
He used to pick me up from school, drop me off. And today, he kissed me. That's what's bothering Theo. Her cheeks flushed as she touched them without thinking. Theo turned sharply, taking her hand.
Her breath caught. What are you thinking? He asked.
Am I the only one struggling with this?
Prince Theo, she started. A knock interrupted her. The door creaked open.
Olivier stood there, gaze unreadable. I could hear voices from outside, he said calmly.
Rose's eyes widened.
Olivier.
It's nothing.
Right, Prince. Theo said nothing, still holding her hand. Rose glanced between them, suddenly unsure. Prince?
She called.
Realizing he was still holding Rose's hand, Prince Theo snapped out of his thoughts and quickly let go.
Sorry.
That's all I wanted to say, he muttered before turning and walking away, ignoring the butler entirely. As he left, Rose whispered after him, Prince Theo. But he didn't look back, and Olivier remained silent beside her. The next morning, as Rose's carriage approached the academy, Olivier reviewed her schedule. Today, you have foreign language and rhetoric classes, he began. Your piano lesson is at the mansion this afternoon, so I'll pick you up afterward.
But Rose wasn't listening.
Her gaze drifted out the window, lost in thought. The way Prince Theo acted yesterday. Why did he seem so shaken? Her cheeks warmed slightly at the memory of his voice. Am I the only one suffering here?
Olivier studied her quietly.
Miss,
are you thinking about Theodore again? Her eyes widened.
How did he know that? She turned to him.
Prince Theo was upset.
He said you and I are being too close in public. Olivier's lips curved into a small smile.
He's jealous. Just as I expected. There's no way he's fallen for Iris and not you. Master Theodore is clearly drawn to you, miss.
Rose blushed.
Drawn to me?
You're joking. She tried to laugh it off, though her hands were tightening around her skirt.
Prince Theo is always composed around me.
His kind sometimes, sure, but that's just part of his role as a prince.
I've never thought more of it. But Olivier wasn't finished.
You're a refined and graceful young lady. Being around someone like you, it's not something most men can ignore. Especially not lately. You become even more poised, more warm. You're just flattering me now, Rose replied, flustered.
Olivier adjusted his glasses.
Forgive me if it sounds rude, but there's really no comparison between you and Iris.
She's a commoner.
If Theodore were to marry her, few would understand.
Rose went quiet.
Her memories, those from her past life, came rushing back. That's true. In the game, Iris and Theo's love was always challenged by social status.
But the event that changed everything was... She suddenly gasped.
The confrontation with the villainess to prove who's more fit to be the prince's partner.
Her eyes widened.
That's it. That's what I'm here for. I'm the rival she has to overcome.
Miss.
Olivier blinked, puzzled by her sudden excitement. If I cause that event and let Iris win, Rose thought to herself, a strange determination settling in her chest, then everything will fall into place. Later that day, on the academy grounds.
Prince Theo. Good morning.
Iris called cheerfully. Morning, Iri. Theo turned to greet her, but she stumbled.
Careful, he said, catching her with ease.
I'm so sorry. Iris blushed as she bowed and picked up her book. Their eyes met for a moment before Theo gave a small wave and walked off.
From a distance, Rose watched, her cheeks slightly pink.
Theo really is smart and kind. She shook her head.
No, stay focused.
Iris is the heroine here, not me. Striding toward her, Rose called out, Iris. May I speak with you for a moment? Iris blinked, surprised. Miss Rose?
Good morning. But Rose didn't return the greeting.
She spoke loud enough to catch others' attention. I saw it just now. I saw the way you looked at Prince Theo. What? I just greeted him, Iris replied, clearly confused.
That's not what I saw, Rose insisted. Your eyes were full of something else.
Like you were ready to throw yourself at him.
What?
I'd never. Iris stammered, cheeks burning. Even her flustered face looks lovely, Rose thought with a small internal sigh, her own face coloring.
She quickly recovered. That innocent act won't fool anyone.
Fine then. Let's settle this, right here and now. A contest, between you and me, to see who deserves to be by the prince's side.
Gasps rippled through the courtyard.
Did you hear that? A battle for Prince Theo, one student whispered.
This is going to be amazing, another murmured.
Iris looked overwhelmed by the sudden attention. I'm sorry, Iris, Rose thought as she stared at her with dramatic flair, but this is how I make sure you win, and end up with the prince. Later that day, Rose found Prince Theo in one of the quieter walkways of the academy. She approached hesitantly, the weight of her earlier actions pressing on her.
Prince Theo, she began softly.
He turned to face her, his expression unreadable but composed.
So?
What did you come to say? He asked.
Rose kept her gaze low.
You've already heard about the duel I proposed to Miss Iris, and that the prize is, well, engagement to me.
I have, Theo said, folding his arms.
And I'd like to know your reason for making that public declaration.
Rose hesitated.
She couldn't tell him she was doing it just to push Iris toward him. Still, she had to explain somehow. I'm sorry for acting without your input, she said. But this might be our best chance to dissolve our engagement. Theo's expression didn't change, but his voice was firm. This duel with Iris, if you lose, it won't transfer our engagement to her. That's not how these things work.
I know, she replied.
I'm not trying to change the terms between our families.
But, just think about it.
Iris is a common-born student at this academy. What do you think will happen if someone like her defeats someone like me in front of everyone? Theo was quiet for a moment, considering her words.
I see, he said.
You're planning to throw the match, to take a public loss for the sake of appearances.
But that's not just about losing.
Your reputation will suffer. People will talk. I'm ready for that, she said, trying to smile.
Didn't you say once that we're partners in this? He sighed and rubbed his neck. Yeah, I did say that. She stepped closer. Then help me.
I need your support to make sure Iris wins.
After a moment of silence, he finally nodded.
I don't think Iris can beat you in a fair match.
So, I'll act as the judge.
I can tip things in her favor if needed. Rose's eyes widened. You'll do that? You said we're partners, right? He said with a small, almost reluctant smile. Then it's settled. Thank you, Prince Theo, she said, feeling lighter.
Maybe this could really work.
Later that day, Rose's breathing grew shallow as she walked through the corridor. Her vision blurred slightly, and a flush crept up her cheeks. A few female students rushed over. Miss Rose. Are you all right? One asked, concerned.
I'm fine, she said between breaths.
Just a little hot. She pressed a hand to her forehead, her balance unsteady. I'll go to the infirmary, she mumbled and made her way there on trembling legs. Inside, the doctor examined her carefully. Your pulse is stable, he noted, but you're running a fairly high fever. Have you taken anything recently? Any new medication? Rose's mind raced. The heat-suppressing medicine. Could it be that? Medicine. Oh, she blurted out, then caught herself.
Something come to mind? The doctor asked. She quickly shook her head. No.
Nothing important.
She bit her lip.
That medicine is a secret between Prince Theo and me.
I can't let anyone know.
I'd like to run a more thorough test, the doctor offered. No, she said quickly, then added more gently, I appreciate the concern, but I'm already feeling better. She stood, a little unsteady, but determined. The fever's already going down. I'll be fine. Miss Rose, the doctor began, but she was already heading out. Thank you, doctor, she said, forcing a smile as she left. Rose stepped into the school garden, still flushed, her energy slipping away.
She spotted Theo and called out. Prince Theo. He turned in surprise.
Miss Rose?
I heard you went to the infirmary. What are you doing here?
Are you all right? She started, but her knees buckled. Theo moved quickly, catching her before she hit the ground. Miss Rose.
I'm sorry, she whispered.
Another wave of heat washed over her. Her skin burned, and her breaths came fast and shallow.
Why is this happening?
Even with the medicine. She gripped the fabric of his coat, her voice barely steady.
Even though I took it, I'm still...
Her flushed gaze met his, the unspoken truth lingering between them. Prince Theo carried Rose in his arms, her breathing shallow as her eyes stayed shut. He glanced down at her, his expression tense but composed. At least it doesn't seem to be full heat, he thought, adjusting his hold on her as he brought her into the infirmary. Later, Rose stirred and slowly opened her eyes. "Where am I?" she asked weakly. "The infirmary." "Again," Prince Theo replied. He sat beside her, a book resting in his hands. The doctor was frustrated but had to leave for a staff meeting. "I see," Rose murmured. A pang of guilt settled in her chest. "I'm sorry for causing so much trouble." She noticed the book in his lap. "What are you reading?" "I borrowed it from the palace, along with the suppressant medicine," he said. "It's a compilation of medical records, cases involving people with similar symptoms. I learned a lot about the suppressants from it." He glanced at her, then added carefully, "After comparing your symptoms, I think your fever might not be from natural causes. It's likely a side effect from the suppressant." Rose's eyes widened. "You mean, the medicine caused this?" He nodded. "It suppresses the physical effects of heat, yes. But that doesn't mean the symptoms disappear. In some people, suppression just causes the symptoms to manifest differently: fever, fatigue, or dizziness." Rose lowered her gaze. "Then, what should I do?" "There's one possible remedy," he said, setting the book aside and quietly removing his jacket. "But it may be uncomfortable. You'll have to endure it for a little while." Her cheeks colored. "Prince Theo, what are you doing?" He moved closer and gently tilted her chin. "Holding you," he said simply. "Physical contact can help stabilize body temperature and calm your nervous system. It should ease the fever." "Just holding?" she asked, unsure. He gave a short nod. "Nothing more?" She hesitated. "I thought you didn't want to be close to me, and you're not even in heat." "I'm not. But this isn't about that," he said, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "I want to help. That's all." Her breath caught, and she looked away. "All right. If it might help, then, do what you need to." He gently pulled her into his arms, guiding her to rest her head against his chest. "Try to relax," he said softly. "You're still too tense." "Okay." His warmth seeped into her slowly. Her muscles began to loosen, the fever less intense. But somewhere beneath the calm, a different kind of warmth began to stir, one she didn't want to admit. "Ah," she breathed quietly. "Are you all right?" he asked. "I'm fine. It's just, you're gentle. It doesn't feel bad." He gave her a faint smile. "Good. You're doing well." She closed her eyes. His steady heartbeat, the warmth of his voice, these weren't just soothing. They made her chest tighten in ways she didn't fully understand. "Prince Theo, I really might be falling for you." Eventually, they both dozed off, exhaustion pulling them into light sleep. Sometime later, Rose stirred and blinked, slowly adjusting to the dim room. "Maybe the side effects caused drowsiness too," she mumbled. She turned her head and saw Theo still asleep beside her, calm and composed. A quiet smile touched her lips. "He really took that medicine before, just to protect me, didn't he? The part of him he rarely shows, gentle, careful, kind, stayed with her the most. That's the part of him I—" A knock broke the silence. "Miss Rose," came a familiar voice. Her heart jumped as the door opened, and Olivier stepped in. His eyes froze as he caught sight of them. Rose bolted upright. "Oh no," she gasped, her voice tight. Her face went pale. "He saw us, like this?" Olivier stood frozen at the door, his eyes wide with disbelief. "Miss Rose, what exactly happened here?" "It's not what you think," she blurted out, pulling the blanket tighter around herself. Olivier averted his eyes slightly. "Miss, perhaps some proper clothing would help the situation." "You're quite the nosy butler," Prince Theo said, sitting up and stretching. "Prince Theodore, please consider your position," Olivier said firmly, adjusting his glasses. Theo picked up his jacket without another word and walked out. Rose watched him go, face burning. This is so awkward. That evening, Rose returned home with Olivier. "Welcome home, miss," the servants greeted politely. "What if they think I've done something with Prince Theo? Would they force me to marry him right away?" She wondered, stomach twisting. "We just slept beside each other, nothing more. But I need to make sure Olivier doesn't say anything." "Hey, Olivier," she started, but he cut in. The lord of the house is home, he said quietly. Rose turned just in time to see Lord Charlier step into the room, his expression unreadable. Lord Charlier, the man who used me as a political tool, she thought. Welcome home, Charlie, she said automatically, then quickly corrected herself. I mean, father. Rose, he began, voice calm but cold. How are things with Prince Theodore?
Rose hesitated.
Honestly, he's difficult.
I don't really like him. His gaze sharpened. This marriage isn't about your feelings.
A union between House Charlier of Koret and the Royal House of Siberian will secure our future.
I understand, she said quietly.
Unless you've done something to put that at risk, he added, tone sharpening. I can't tell him the truth.
He'd make things worse.
Olivier suddenly stepped forward. Oh no, don't say it. Rose thought, tense again.
There is no issue.
In fact, the dean recently praised Miss Rose. He said she excels in academics, poetry, and music, Olivier reported, placing a hand over his chest.
Lord Charlier smirked faintly. Good.
Don't bring shame to our house. Yes, father, she said. Later, in her room, Rose stood on the terrace, looking out as Olivier poured tea. Thank you, Olivier, for not telling him, she said softly.
I didn't lie, he replied calmly.
But I prefer to hear the truth from you.
Rose hesitated.
What you saw in the infirmary, could you not tell anyone? I won't, he said simply. Then, with a more serious tone, I didn't want to get involved with him either.
What do you mean? She asked.
You once said you wanted to break off the engagement, Olivier said, still facing away. So, did that man force himself on you?
No.
Absolutely not, Rose said quickly. That's not what happened. Then what part of my assumption is incorrect?
Rose took a breath.
I still want to break off the engagement.
But I respect him.
He didn't do anything I didn't agree to. Olivier turned to her, brow furrowed. You mean you consented?
She nodded.
Yes. We didn't do anything inappropriate. We only slept next to each other. In the same bed, he said, skeptical. Yes, but nothing happened.
But who's going to believe that? She thought.
Olivier sighed and crossed his arms. Understood. I believe you. You do? She asked, surprised. I know you. If there's something you're not ready to say, I'll wait. That's part of my duty as your butler.
Thank you, Olivier.
But you've fainted twice today. I'll inform the academy. You need rest, he said firmly.
Is this how he plans to keep Prince Theo away from me? She wondered. A few days later, Rose sat by the window writing.
The tension between us has eased, for now. But it won't last forever, she thought.
Still, I feel better.
Maybe it's time to go back to the academy. Just then, there was a knock at the door. A maid burst in. Miss Rose. Prince Theodore is here.
Her cheeks flushed. Prince Theo? Olivier's out right now.
I'll be right there, she said, quickly standing and smoothing her dress.
She walked to the garden where Theo waited.
Miss Rose, he greeted, his eyes searching hers. Are you feeling better? Yes, thank you, she replied, a little shy. Why am I so self-conscious now? Theo stepped closer, gently touching her cheek. You're blushing, he said softly.
Rose's eyes widened.
What is happening to me?
Thank you for joining us on this incredible adventure. If you enjoyed what you watched, please consider liking, subscribing, and ringing that notification bell. Your comments mean the world to us and help us improve. The next episode promises even more excitement and unexpected twists, so stay tuned as we embark on this thrilling journey together. Keep the anticipation alive, and we'll catch you in the next episode.